Pacific NorthWEIRD, Pacific NorthWEIRD.
We're in Willow Creek, California, Bigfoot Mecca, home of the Patterson film and the Jerry Crew tracks, just south of Bluff Creek, which is some 30 miles north of here.
Do you like Bigfoot? Yeah. Is he your favorite? Yeah. Nice. Have you ever seen a Bigfoot?
Yeah.
You have? What color was it?
I haven't seen one in years.
My name's Steven Streufert, and I run this store here, Bigfoot Books, which is quite a mess. Willow Creek is just a small town in the mountains of California. It's part old-timers, conservative Christians, loggers, and mixed with pot-growing hippies. It's always been a cultural icon for this town, which might not have so much identity otherwise. You know, Bigfoot gives it that special something.
Hello, I'm Rachel. I'm 32 years old. This is my Bigfoot.
It's a desire to reach a sort of more authentic self-expression or existence and reestablish roots in the real wild world, as opposed to cultural irony and sarcasm and the short attention span of the modern media and all the just ridiculous fake news. People really want this other thing, this authentic, living, breathing creature. It stinks to high heaven, it shits in the woods and doesn't care, it runs around and stares through people's windows and rattles their campers and steals their beer. It's like, this is the kind of life that I think a lot of people would like to live, rather than suburban homes and jobs and, the isolation of like being on social media and having 500 friends and nobody to hang out with.
Growing up, it's your boogeyman. It's something to believe in that's, that you can't feel or touch.
In 1992, I saw my first Bigfoot. I was about 40 feet away from it. He was beige in color, about 8 feet tall, about 400 or 500 pounds. I saw him for about approximately 29 seconds. I did videotape him. I actually lost some bodily functions.
Noah 10. Oh! Dad, Rebel.
Hey, I'm here at Bigfoot Days in Willow Creek, California, and we're outside of Hard Ginger. What is Hard Ginger?
Hard Ginger is a sparkling lemon ginger wine fermented with vanilla.
That is a kick worthy of a Bigfoot.
I've seen Bigfoot crawl across the driveway after too much to drink.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Where was
it? It was me that had too much to drink.
There's a big Bigfoot standing right by the creek.
Yeah, we are on the trail heading down to Bluff Creek, where Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin filmed the very famous Sasquatch footage in October of 1967.
Bear poop.
What?
Bear poop.
Bear poop?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. PG Trail, Patterson-Gimlin. What are we doing now? We're walking.
You don't want to get wet. You have to cross this creek, one way or another. Well, it's all right. It's shallow.
Okay. We're at the Patterson-Gimlin film site. This is where it happened. Some friends, comrades, colleagues of mine been doing a lot of science down here, figuring out exactly where photographer was, where subject was. Trees that were in the film are still here. Logs that were in the film are still here. Stumps. We measured all that stuff out, and you know what? Science rocks.
So this is where the magic.
This is where it took place. It starts on the other side when Roger and Bob are on horseback. They get spooked. Patty shows up.
Hey.
Roger struggles with his horse, gets out of his stirrup, gets the camera out of the saddlebag, runs in pursuit. He pretty much runs in almost in a straight line this way towards us, filming Patty as she moves on this angle this way before she cuts over here. Yeah, when you look at this pile of paperwork here, every time we came up here, we had stacks of paper we'd use for reference materials. We had to laminate some of those so they last longer. These are stumps. We've named this one the smiley stump because when you look at it and cross your eyes, it looks like a smiley face. So you see how there's a lot of circles and letters on this. That's because we ran out of alphabets. So you go find the big tree in the background and you got it. How about some of these snags that are here in the foreground? Or how about some of these logs that were sitting here?
We estimate she walked along here, and she's thinking she's getting some ground from these guys, and then she starts to realize, wait a second, I think they're coming after me. They're going to come across the creek. So she starts to cut across this way because they're crossing the creek, and then she ends up right here at 352.
That is the cryptozoology Abbey Road moment right there.
This is, and everybody's got to come and get their pose.
Well, I'm about to do that.
Right here. People get to walk around, they're trying to do this, and they actually move their hand with their leg. But when you walk, which is the way Patty walks, people naturally walk, you cross like this. And she's right there.
And we don't mind bringing people up to show it to them. Because I think about how it used to be where people all remember the footage, but they don't know exactly where the site was. There's Area 51. We have our Area 51 now. We have a place where you can go to and you can make that connection with the first Patterson film, which is kind of cool when you think about it.
I just look at it now as an interesting phenomenon of the human mind. I don't rule out the possibility that there could be a real animal because nature is full of surprises, and it's always new things to discover. Bigfoot could be living out there. If anything, I like to think that way. Not to presume that it exists, but to allow for the possibility.
I've been back and forth to Willow Creek since 2001. It's very quiet, it's peaceful. a serene place to be. And we love Willow Creek.
That's a very cool shirt.
Isn't that awesome?
Do you believe in Bigfoots or unicorns more?
Bigfoot.
Yeah. Have you ever seen one?
No.
No. Do you think a Bigfoot and unicorns get along?
Even if Bigfoot is not real, it's still sort of a satisfying state to be agnostic in, you know. So, like, you know, maybe there are a handful of real Bigfoot sightings or reports, but I still think there's this tendency to see them, these type of creatures for some reason. And they're always this man-like creature, you know, sort of reflecting ourselves back to ourselves.
I didn't kill my wife.
I don't care.